Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video and another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full body of work of The Doors. And I have arrived at their 8th studio album, The Doors Full Circle. And until I did this video, I had not listened to this album. A couple of weeks ago, I bought this here at a record store in Amsterdam. And I'm talking about a first American pressing, lucky enough to find a first American pressing. With the cut off corner, I believe there are several stories why they would do that at American Records. The most common I heard is the one that they would cut something off or just give a cut here um, to let people know that it was bought at a discount, so that if the record would be returned, it would be visible that it was a discount. Nevertheless, here a first US pressing in a nice gatefold sleeve. And in my other video with regard to the Doors' full discography, um, I was rather critical towards the idea that the Doors decided to continue after the death of Jim Morrison. Not critical that they did it, because they were actually he died during the recording of that other album, Other Voices. I do understand they were somewhat lost at that moment. The record's not really good. It's not really bad either. But I would have said after that record, stop. That was it. The Doors is a band with Jim Morrison. Now the Doors members decided they could still continue as three members with the help of a lot of contributing musicians, and they made this full circle. Now, a lot of people on the internet are rather critical of this record. On RagerMusic.com, it even ranks lower than Other Voices. And honestly, I do not understand why. No, I think this might even be good. It might even be good. Now, this was their last album as a three-man group. Not because of the Jim Morrison gone element, but because Ray Manzarek wanted to go more into a jazz vibe, and the other members, John Densmore and Robbie Krieger, they wanted to stick a little bit closer to the rock-oriented music they were making. And I think that this record actually shows them their musicianship, their wild ideas, and a pure element of fun in a way that Other Voices doesn't show that, and in a way that you sometimes hear it on Jim Morrison albums. This record, sound-wise, is just very, very big. I'm gonna take a look at the track list. Sound-wise, it's big. The ideas are a lot broader, and you can hear that their vocals are also they feel so much more at ease. They are so much more playful, and that's the thing of this record. In their playfulness lies a certain freedom, and that really gives me a joy that I did not expect to experience during the listening of this album. It opens with Get Up and Dance, which is, how do I say this? It's not the dance record you might expect from the 70s. It's not a dance song you might expect from the Doors. There is an element of, well, we know we're not convincing, but we want to dance anyway in there. And that's what makes this work. The idea that they are aware who they are, and we want to dance nevertheless. And it really got me going. I really enjoyed that. 4 Billion Souls is good. Good Rockin' is good. Hardwood Floor is good. The sound gets so big and experimental, and there are these acid or psychedelic influences there. It just seems to be so gorgeously playful that I actually wish that they made this record under a different name. If they wouldn't have called themselves The Doors, I think this record would have been different received. They would have had to think out a way to perform and to get something thrilling going, like the Joy Division New Order thing. But this record for me does prove that they were capable of more than the blues rock band with Jim Morrison. The thing is just when you put on a The Doors record, the reputation is so strong that you just cannot get past the missing of Jim Morrison. But this record is so playful. It contains an element of the time in such a beautiful way. They really rock. There are really jazzy, funky influences there. There's a really grandeur there, like on the Soft Parade. I really like the Soft Parade as well. Perhaps that also changes my opinion. But there are also beautiful, quirky songs like The Mosquito. On side two, it opens with The Mosquito. Now, I heard that song before I bought this album. It was on some Doors compilation. I believe it was even on a certain best of. And it was also their last hit song. The Mosquito was actually a hit song. The Doors had a hit song after Jim Morrison. So that's also pretty fascinating. I believe it was Robbie Krieger who spoke about that song, that he was in Mexico, or they were in Mexico, and there was this troubadour playing a song, and it was a good song, and but there was this recurring element of the mosquito in there, um, and it's so quirky, it's so fun. I heard that song for the first time about 17 years ago when I worked in a supermarket, at the groceries, or how do you say, the vegetables and all. I was a vegetable man. I'm not sure that's not the correct word, but I dealt with vegetables, but I was not head of the vegetable department. Head of the vegetable department was a man named Paco, and he spoke Spanish. And I was there in the supermarket, and I was singing "No me moleste mosquito, no me moleste mosquito, no me moleste mosquito. Why don't you go home?" And he walked up to me and says, "What are you singing there?" "Oh, well, it's the Doors song. You know, it actually means I do not want to be bothered by a mosquito." It's so quirky, it's so fun, and I think this record is worthwhile because of the fun, because of the playfulness, and honestly, yeah. When I was talking about that other record, Other Voices, I thought I might sell this. I might not want to have this in my collection. I do not. I'm not necessarily a completist. I don't want to have all the albums of an artist. I want to have the good albums. And I was thinking I'm going to sell off the post Jim Morrison ones because I'm not bothered. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep this one because I enjoy it. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to let some friends listen to it. I enjoy it. So I'm curious. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.